2 Kings, chapter 6, verses 15 through 17. In this case, what has been happening is with the prophet Elisha has been telling the king of Israel the movement of the Syrian army. And God has revealed to Elisha what is, and so the king of Israel has been avoiding disaster from the Syrians. And the Syrian says, okay, one of you must be telling me my plans, because this king, we're never able to get this king and his army. And it comes to find out, oh, it's Elisha, this prophet. He's the one who's been telling the king, or telling the king of Israel what's been going on. And so the king of Syria sends an army to Dothan, where Elisha is. Verse 15. When the servant of the man of God, that's Elisha, the man of God, rose early in the morning and went out, behold, an army with horses and chariots was all around the city. And so the Syrian army encamped around the city, waiting to get Elisha. And the servant said, alas, my master, what shall we do? He said, do not be afraid, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them. Then Elisha prayed and said, O Lord, please open his eyes that he may see. So the Lord opened the eyes of the young man. He saw, behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. Again, if you don't care about the truthfulness of the Bible, it's a nice story. But if you believe that the Bible is true, what's it saying? It's saying that here's Elisha's servant who sees the Syrian army around him, but is not aware of a larger army of spiritual beings around him. Last one, 2 Kings 19. This case, the Assyrian army is camped around Jerusalem. He's been sending emissaries to Jerusalem to essentially mock the king, mock God, try to encourage the people to give up, surrender. It says, don't listen to Hezekiah. He's going to tell you all these things about God, but what gods does any other people stop me from doing what I've done? Isaiah tells Hezekiah, God is prophesying, don't worry, he's not going to come in here. He's going to hear a rumor from his own land. He's going to return. I'm going to strike him down there. He's not going to set a foot in Jerusalem. Verse 35. And that night, the angel of the Lord went out and struck down 185,000 in the camp of the Assyrians. When people rose early in the morning, behold, these were all dead bodies. Once more, you believe the Bible is true, what do you do with that? You have an angel striking down 185,000 soldiers. An angel, not an army. So there is if you accept the Bible as true, there is an unseen reality around us. That again, going back to Ephesians, we are to be active with, we are active in, that our mission is related to, and that we are in warfare with that. Let's go to the book of Daniel. Daniel chapter 10. So, in Daniel chapter 10, this comes after Daniel chapter 9, which we heard a little bit about a couple weeks ago. Josh was doing his paper on Daniel chapter 9 and the 70 weeks. And this is related to this conflict, this concern that Daniel is under about the fate of the people of Israel. And so he has been praying about all of this, fasting, verse 2. He was in mourning for 3 weeks. He eats no delicacies, no meat or wine entered my mouth, nor did I anoint myself at all for the full 3 weeks. On the 24th day of the first month, verse 4, as I was standing on the bank of the great river, this is the Tigris, I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a man clothed in linen, with a belt of fine gold from Uphaz around his waist, body looked like beryl, his face like the appearance of lightning, his eyes like flaming torches, his arms and legs like the gleam of burnished bronze, and the sound of his words like the sound of a multitude. Essentially, he passes out from seeing this being. Verse 11, after Daniel begins to recover. He said to me, O Daniel, man greatly loved, understand the words that I speak to you, and stand upright, for now I have been sent to you. So, this man says, I've been sent to you. Verse 12. Fear not, Daniel, from the first day that you set your heart to understand and humbled yourself before your God, your words have been heard, and I have come because of your words. What's he talking about? God heard your prayer, and when God heard your prayer, the first day of that first month, I was sent in response to your prayer. Now remember though, Daniel's been waiting for 3 weeks for this. Verse 13. Then the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. But Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, for I was there with the kings of Persia, and came to make you understand, for I was left there with the kings of Persia, and came to make you understand what is to happen to your people in the later days, for the vision is for days to come. And so they talk more about all of this. Verse 20. Now, do you know why I have come to you? But now I will return to fight against the prince of Persia. When I go out, behold, the prince of Greece will come. But I will tell you what is inscribed in the book of truth. There is none who contends by my side against these, except Michael, your prince. And this basically has to do, the rest of it has to do with the vision and the answer to Daniel's prayer. So, there are several characters acting in all of this that I wanted to work through. First of all is Daniel. What can you tell me about Daniel? What you remember from hearing about this book before. All right, pretty important prophet.
He was part of the Babylonian exile.
All right, taken to Babylon, part of the exile. Thrown into a lion's den. Pretty easy to understand. Daniel. No Daniel. If you know anything about the Old Testament, you probably know about Daniel. Now, then we have this, well, for lack of a better word, man. The one having appearance of a man. But his body is like beryl, which is a jewel. His face like the appearance of lightning. His eyes like flaming torches. His arms and legs like the gleam of burnished bronze, and the sound of his words like the sound of a multitude, verses 5 and 6. Sound like anybody you've ever met? Doesn't. I mean, he has the appearance of a human being, but doesn't sound like a human being. So most likely, what would you say this guy is? Angel is probably the best term that we have to try and describe this person, especially when we connect him with somebody that was working with him, another being named Michael. Michael here is referred to as one of the chief princes. Chapter 12 will refer to him as the Prince of Israel. The end of chapter 10 refers to him as your prince. Who's Michael?
Archie.
All right. Michael the archangel, pretty powerful angel. Reference, one of only 2 angels named in the Bible, Gabriel being the other one. So, this being that is the appearance of a human being has been working with Michael, So probably we're talking here about two angels, but then, and here's the kicker. As soon as God heard Daniel's prayer, he dispatched this being, this angel. But Daniel has been fasting and mourning for 3 weeks. Why didn't that man show up? Did he have poor travel directions? God sent him but didn't give him the directions. Just Google it. And Google Maps took him the wrong way. What is it that prevents this guy from getting here for 3 weeks? Verse 13. What took the man so long to get there?
The prince of the kingdom of Persia.
Right. Prince of Persia stopped him. And you thought it was a video game or a poorly performing movie. The Prince of Persia stopped him. Now, we said this man is most likely an angel. So, when it says Prince of Persia, does it mean a human being? The only way the man was able to get out of the battle with the Prince of Persia was for Michael, one of the chief princes, to show up so that the man could go on his way to get to Daniel. But he has to go back to fight with the Prince of Persia, and then the Prince of Greece is going to come. What's Daniel chapter 10 telling us? Who is the Prince of Persia? Or what is the Prince of Persia? Is he talking about a human being? That a human being withstood this angel for 3 weeks. Okay. So then what is it?
This is just another angel, but it's like an evil.
I mean, yeah, it has to be some sort of evil force, right? Because it's working against God. God sent this angel on a mission. Go to Daniel with this answer. And this being, the Prince of Persia, withstood him. So, if the Prince of Persia is an evil angelic being in Daniel chapter 10, the Bible is true. What's that telling us?
Basically telling us the truth about Ephesians 6:4.
I mean, I would think they have to be connected, right? That, at the very least, at the time of Daniel chapter 10, there was a angelic being that was against Persia. Go ahead, Matt. Is that the chat there? Yes, Satan. The one thing that I would say is that it's not Satan, and here's why. Because it's contrasted with the Prince of Greece. Right? That the Prince of Persia is going to give way to the Prince of Greece. So that's why I would say it would not be Satan. But essentially, I mean, that's what we're talking about, an evil angelic being. representative of nations. Do you like that? Do you feel comfortable with that? You believe that? But there are angelic representatives of nations. Now, further, take this. Daniel, why did the man come to Daniel again? Why did all this take place? Why was this man coming to Daniel? Because Daniel prayed. What was the man coming to do? The man was coming to answer his prayer. And for 3 weeks he was held up. So, traditionally I've heard people say that God answers prayers one of 3 ways. Yes, no, or wait. This suggests that there might be a 4th answer, or 4th understanding. Has your answer been held up? Now certainly, the revelation that's given to Daniel is a great message. Is a message with a lot of weight, and sometimes the answers to our prayers aren't as significant in weight as what Daniel's is. But is it possible? How would you know? Now again, if you don't believe the Bible's true, whatever. Why are you in this class then? Right? This is supposed to prepare you for ministry if you don't believe the Bible is true. So if this is a true account, if what Paul tells us in Ephesians is true, then ministry is not just about doing good things, helping people out. But ministry is, at its core, spiritual warfare.